Welcome to an upload of Steel Talk and Iron Responses.
Okay, all right, now just what has helped you maintain, even now, look, you're walking brisk, you're breaking a good sweat. What has been the things that has helped you maintain your health and your wellness?
I was always, no matter what I go through, I found that anytime I was under stress, I didn't do what other people did, like go to a bar where other people have problems, stepping foot, to killing each other and all that. I found myself always going to Central Park since I've been a teenager, and I haven't stopped it yet. I haven't stopped it yet. It helped me to deal with problems, because when I have the problem, once I get in that park and I start doing something I love, I forget all about my problem. But guess what? As soon as I go in my room and sit down, the problem right there solved.
Wow.
So I do that deliberately all the time. I never seek to go places to fight with my own people.
Right.
Since I know a little better now how to deal with the stress. And I found out it's a gift. It took me a long time to realize that when I used to use drugs, I used the drugs for a while. It's not that I was forced into drugs. When you hear a lot of people talk about why they went in drugs and all, that seemed the thing for me to do to where I'm here, because I survived it. I went away and got off a drug. I'm off of drugs now 37 years.
Ashe.
I was up there when the Attica situation was. Yes, I was up there. I was in Dormoro. They sent a lot of them over there, so we were locked up twice. What? We were locked up twice. So the old guy told me, he said, how long you got? I said, I only got a year. He said, don't talk about it around here. Got people got lives around here. And you see those little coats that people be on? Don't you ever take it upon yourself to go up on them unless you've been invited. You know? So you know what I used to do? I love to walk, man. Because I used to walk when I was a kid all the way in the country to get the mangoes and the canaps and stuff. So what I started doing, we'd be in the yard for about 2 hours. I walked the whole yard, never stopped. I did it for the whole year. I did it for a whole year, never stopped. Every day I come out, that's what I would do. I used to have to go to the doctor for him to cut the blood out of my feet. Because I didn't have no sneakers. We make mostly all the stuff you see in the offices, right in the prison. I didn't know that till I started working for the city. I look at all this stuff. That's why they're putting away a lot of these kids and not making it easy for them to have recreation and everything, because it's a bigger business. Putting them in jail and having them to work for nothing.
Free labor, or almost free,
The Ku Klux Klan is running it. It's just that they don't have the mask on them.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's what keeps me, and I'm very conscious. I love doing what I do. I decided to walk up the bridges stand with these two bags. They look small, but they're heavy. Because that's how I discipline myself. Every time you see me with bags, that's what I be doing. When I go to the supermarket, they know me. They automatically assort it, and this is good enough to leave. I got my own thing.
Right. And so it's so amazing. Now, we were speaking earlier about ambulation. Remember I said walking? I said if you don't do anything else, if you walk, that will help you maintain. And this brother coming in, you are
it's the most natural thing. So why running? You might not feel like running every day, but you have to walk.
Yes.
You have to walk.
Yes.
You sit down, you see all these women being so obese like never before.
It's a large number.
They're glutton. When they go through a lot of changes, they don't know how to do it. They just have to glut. Just eat because it's there. Now, I discovered one day that because I had the food around me, I was just eating. But I started realizing I was overdoing it, not because it put weight on me, I was uncomfortable. So you have to eat to be comfortable. So now I discipline myself to eat one big meal a day. But in between, I started drinking a lot more water to keep our texture.
Exactly. Black don't crack over here.
We don't drink water that much no more because the sodas and all that take the taste. It's about taste. But in jail, look what I learned. They didn't give us no salt or nothing. Salt was very rare to come by. So I had to develop a different kind of taste.
True.
So now that's how I live. Salt, I can eat the best. You don't have to have salt.
Exactly.
Because it's a taste thing. You got to just rearrange it. You know, it's just a taste thing. So the sodas and all of that was taken away from them for so long. That's why we didn't have no taste for water. Right? But when I started doing more study, you say water is what keep our texture like I was looking.
Keep us hydrated. Yeah.
You always look good. Look, I always look up to you too, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
Thank you.
You talk about me.
Thank you.
I always look up to you, knowing you because I used to discover your pamphlets.
Right, the flyers.
For a long time.
Promotion, for
a long time.
I've been at it a minute,
And then when I found you were living by me, I said, oh shoot.
Small world.
I always just look up to you, man. For
thank you.
Because you always maintain yourself to, and whatever it is you do, you have to keep doing it.
Thank you.
But you know what I found? The biggest thing I found? We work for everybody. They didn't treat us good to give us the proper salary to take care of our family. Look at the women that's still going through the shit. The women that's running the shit doing better job than the men them.
Right.
But you see they don't want to pay them. Making them have to work 2 and 3 jobs. That's deliberate, bro.
Exactly.
That's deliberate. Okay, you can't be there for your kids.
Right.
You know why they can't be there for the kids. Why you punish the father and the mother? You making me have to work 3 jobs and 4 jobs. How could I be there? And that's why sometimes with these kids, I know they ain't learning nothing because they come out of school and they harbor around the school. I'm talking about hundreds and hundreds. You seen it, bro.
I do. I see it.
You know what I was thinking? If they still hang around the area where they go to school and they get into problems, that's a bad thing for the school still, even though they're out of school because they hang around your vicinity, around the area.
Right.
You should have manpower out there. Make them scatter from around where they go to school at in that environment. Make them go somewhere else if that is. That's the only way it's going to help. Because the cop be watching. I watch the cops all the time. You know I still get you changing the cops?
To this day?
To this day.
Oh my goodness.
71 to this day. But guess what? I don't want to die. But I'm tired of being afraid of them. And I let them see it. I go in Central Park. You can walk down Lenox Avenue. It's a spot there since I've been a teenager. I used to walk by there all the time. It'd be my first spot. You can look over the wall and you see me right there. So one day I had to take them to school. I said, officer, I see that y'all always lining up with me on my face. I can be a certain place and then make sure where they park, I can see them in that little mirror. Come on, brother. If I can see you in that little mirror, the one that you look out there, see if any cars come in. If I can see your face in that, ain't you line up with me?
Yeah. They're looking at you. Yeah.
Ain't you line up with me? So I said, what's that all about? I can see you looking at me right in that mirror. And I said, let me tell you something so you know once and for all. You see where I'm at now? I put myself in this position deliberately. You come that way, you come that way, you come that way, you come that way, and you all can see me. But I am aware of you all too. I put myself there to show you that I'm not ahead doing anything where you can see me in all directions. I don't have to feel like I have eyes in the back of my head. I'm aware of what I'm doing more than what you think you're doing.
Exactly.
You all play games with people. Now, I see you, you're looking at me, you go up that way. But I know you're going to go up the hill in the back where you think I can't see you because I'm aware of you all. And you're going to come right back down and I'm going to be waiting for you and I do it deliberately. When they go up there to look down at me, I'm already there looking up at them. Because we all put ourselves in situations where they mess with us. I seen people come out of your building with suits on just to come out here and roll a marijuana and get a little sniff right in their car. If I could have been a cop, man, I don't know how many citations I would have, okay?
Wow.
Because I'm conscious. Why you put yourself into that? Why you leave your security to come out in the car and then you're into it?
Right.
That's how I see you and you didn't even see me looking at you. So sometimes I did like this. And then I open it. I said, bro, I don't want to get in your business, but it's very obvious what I see all the time. You just came out of your house to come down here to do that. And if I was a cop, wouldn't you be caught? You start thinking. I said, yeah, because it don't make no sense. You wasn't in the security of your place.
Right, but maybe, especially as a young person,
they'll never be young. They'll always be in between.
Okay.
They'll always be between.
But they may be in a household where drug use isn't accepted, which is a good thing. So, but now they're being forced out. So.
You live up here, bro. You know how many cops come through here?
Right, yeah.
Okay then. Okay, so then you telling me because of that, he ain't conscious of the environment? Hey, brother, I'll be ready, man. I'll be ready, man. In my mind, because when I'm talking about what I live in, what I live, I don't try to do nothing to make them hurt me no more. Because I see sometimes we like to be seen, bro. We like to be seen. Look at them guys with the motorcycles and the bikes.
The
and
tricks.
The cops can't do nothing with them because it will cause people to die. That means the cops will be coming up on the sidewalk too, behind them, trying to run the ass over. Really, that's true.
Yeah.
But the law say they have to leave them alone until they can come up with a better solution.
Right.
And the guys with the bike know that, but show you how ignorant they are. They go against the traffic, so that means you have to be careful you don't hit the ass.
Right.
Well, I believe if you hit them, you may get away with it because you see, the cops already know what they're doing.
Now I come down a little bit on the other side, in the sense of and I know you have to run, but
go
I
ahead.
mean the young, I mean the youth, and not that it's right.
They're following their own lead.
Hold on 1 second. I can think when I was young and I was reckless. Now, when I was young, you know, fortunately I was able to get back on the path. So a little bit of recklessness, challenging authority, a little bit of that. I mean, we all did it. Now, I mean, as we get older, you look at it like, man, you're crazy. But so I think until we have a better way to channel that masculine energy, that testosterone, these are our young warriors. So it's our responsibility that we're not giving them the real battlefield. So they have to prove their fearlessness with these vehicles.
I understand, but they go to extreme. That's the difference. What you're saying, they go to extreme compared to how I can look in my mind right now and see that I was never that reckless.
I was.
Even when I used the drugs, I had so much respect for the elders.
I did too, but I was still reckless.
But
I had respect and I was reckless. Now, what you just said, you've been in the subway, right?
In the subway?
Subway? In the subway?
Yeah.
Me and my crew, we used to jump across the train track. Jump from one platform to the other platform. Now, you missed that jump. At very least, you breaking something. The worst, you leaving here. But that was how we measured each other.
Okay, let me tell you what I did.
So I thought you wasn't that reckless.
I wasn't reckless in that way.
All right, tell me.
Turning around to on recklessness to your recklessness.
Okay.
What I used to do, being I used to see the platform very crowded, was to look over on the track to see what space I would have. Because when you stand on that platform, you know you got a lot of space under there. A lot of people wasn't conscious of that. You could fall, then the train can be coming and you just
got to go back.
No, you just go under.
Right, under.
Because the train set on top of those tracks.
Right.
But the body comes over to the platform.
Right.
So that's a lot of space.
Right.
So I started thinking about it. I was thinking about ways to survive while you were doing that to get killed. Okay, you see what I'm saying?
Well, not to get killed.
Well, not to get killed,
but to challenge death.
No.
To challenge death.
But the possibility, if you mess up, you could have got killed. So that's what I'm still saying.
But that's hey, what's going on? But that's what make young men fearless.
You were challenging your own.
And it's reckless.
You know what it was?
I know it's reckless.
You was actually challenging your own body, and that's what I do. You were challenging your own mind. That's why I like karate movies.
Right.
I ain't took up karate, but I love the exercise and I do them well. I do dynamic tension and I do them well. Mind over, matter over mind and all that. You know what I'm saying? And I learned a lot to trust in me more than I ever trusted in myself before. Because no one seemed to be doing me right, doing us right as human beings. So I said, God, you got me here. I went through all kinds of tribulation. Some people said, but everything that I went through is for me to be where I'm at, and that's true. Like guys used to tell me, oh, I'm just gonna mess with this bitch, but she not what I want, blah 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 blah. I used to think about that, but she what you needed at that time. So every one of them played an important role, and I learned that young. Seeing a lot of my sisters, I treat all women as good as I could treat them, because they might not be the top shelf of what I want, but it sure fit in at that time though. So it's like they was the right one because they were there for me.
Yeah, what is top shelf?
Well, you know what we
No, I don't know. That's what is it?
Top shelf.
Where's you on the spot up in here? You think of jam me up there.
Really, if you think about it, it's physical. It's physical.
Yeah. But,
right?
But that will go.
No.
Wait
a minute. We're not talking about what will go. Everything we know it will go eventually.
Yeah. So why should she automatically just be top? Because she has that fleeting attribute.
No, because that's what we have in us. That's stopped to us.
But do we have that out of strength or out of weakness? Should we not be able to see the essence of a sister's spirit first and then see her physical attributes. I mean, would that not be a more disciplined way to do it?
I'm glad.
Not that I'm gonna do it 8 times a day.
I'm glad you stopped me. Tell me when I was. No, I have a problem with educated women. They feel the opposite. We are physical beings. Before anything else, we know what's in your mind or in your heart. We have to be attracted to you. So how could you turn that around and say opposite of that? Isn't that true? Common sense tell you that. Common sense tell you that. How I know what you're thinking. How I know how you feel. They have to give me a reason to stop to look at you in the first place on what that is. Physical. Okay, now, women say this, well, how could you say that, and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. I say, what you're dealing with is somebody else's idea. You educated, but you're reading these books and everything. Deal with what you really experienced in your own life. And when you attracted to a man, was it because of the books you read? Come on, think about that. Was it a book you read or something about that man that makes you?
But now how about this?
But it comes in later. The education comes in later.
But how about this? Not even later, that same day. And y'all let me know if y'all have had this experience.
Yeah.
Have you seen a woman who be considered by most just a beautiful woman? Just her shape, her texture of her skin, her features. But she would say something that was just so ugly. Or that reveal such an ugly spirit.
But you're taking it deeper. But I'm saying
But now the other half of that, was she just as beautiful after she said it? And have you been on the other side of the coin?
Was she just as beautiful?
After that ugliness came out.
Of course she was still, because she was physical.
But see, for me, something about the physical even changes. Yeah, I mean, I still see it, but for that ugliness to be inside, even what I see is different now. It's not the same way. Now, before I've heard anything, I'm hoping there's gonna be some beauty inside. But if I know there's ugliness inside, it taints the beauty I see.
It's good.
I mean, does it to you all? Does it to you?
Yeah, we all been. I always bring true all these things you say. Like I say, I'm 71. I went through a whole lot, and I'm keeping the perspective. That don't change her beauty. It don't change her beauty overall for me. It's just that she come out her mouth wrong and she not thinking. For another man, it might have been different. She could have come out with the beauty all the way, and he might have did the same thing you did. Because that's what women are. They are physical being, and you're not thinking. That's what they go after. That's why there's a lot of problems that because they go after the handsomest guys and who treat them like shit. Think about that now. It's true. It's true. Okay, I'll put it this way. Look at all the greatest movie stars, women. All the men that ever had took advantage of them. Left them broken up. I'm talking about all the biggest one you can name. Think about it now. Think about it. All the biggest actresses that you can look at Halle Berry. Look at the shit she goes through with men. I mean, every man she had, look at they just use her one way or another.
And the point is with that
well, it can't be them. It can't be all the men. Something must be wrong with her. That's the way we beginning to look at it now. Right. Something must be wrong with her. Remember, these black and white getting together. Who knows what kind of sicknesses the father could have had or the mother in their genes.
But back to the point of being number one.
You got me now. You got me.
Yeah, being beautiful or being, so it doesn't. I don't know.
The most beautiful women I've heard is beautiful is the one unattractive that we would think is unattractive. That's why some smart, handsome men have those type of women and they make it out good.
Now, what is unattractive?
Well, you look at what. Okay, it's what we think is beautiful and what we think is not.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now I have not.
All of them can be beautiful.
I have not lived to your years of wisdom yet, so maybe I'll see. But I know right now, I tell you, the range of beauty. I have a pretty broad range of beauty.
Tell me.
It can be different shapes inside that can still be beautiful. Man. I mean, really, I'm not even making this up,
bro.
And also,
you're telling the truth, and I'm gonna tell you why you're telling the truth.
A woman's carriage, the way she carries herself. I mean, so there's
But now we're gonna go back to the beauty.
Okay, back to the beauty.
You are telling the truth.
Okay, finally.
For the simple reason. Watch this. How simple this is. There's someone for everybody, and fit into what you just said. Shape this. What? Is You may not like that, but somebody is going to like it. So that's it.
Well, I'm talking about one person liking of scope, not just having one.
That kind of goes into beauty is in the mind of the beholder.
Everything, yes. It goes into everything.
Beauty is in the mind of the beholder.
It goes into everything.
I think more importantly, ugliness is in the mind of the beholder. Because if you train yourself to see beauty, you will see it. But if you allow the illusion of ugliness to dominate, then you go, oh, that's less and this is more.
And that's true what you said. There you go, I'll give you another truth. Okay, you know what I mean? But that's where balance come in, just how life is. You see, you got me to sit down here? I don't usually sit down. Because if I'm in my apartment, I've been sitting down all day. I'm not going to come outside to do the same thing.
Come out to move.
So that's how I keep balance with my life. And people's amazed with that. Because the seat, I stand there with them for hours, 3-4 hours, whatever. And I would not sit down. Because that's how I discipline myself. I am afraid of fat.
Afraid of fat.
I am afraid of fat. So that is in me. That's part of me. So that's why I will keep doing till I fall dead.
Wow, that's good. You keep moving. So
and what's so good about it is no effort coming out of me.
Wow.
Because it's coming out of me love for what I do.
Wow. That's amazing.
And you need to take that on too, because that's why I look at you too. Because when I look at you, I see myself. And I always look up for you, from the time I discover you, man. I'm being honest. And you have always been all right with me. We attracted to each other as brothers, and I've always felt you.
Oh, thank you.
And that's why I always will acknowledge you wherever I see. If I have to cross 3 blocks, 4 blocks, you know, I don't follow people. I became a loner young because my grandmother told me. A lot of the people I've been with, I have been on robberies that I didn't know I was a lookout person. Okay? What? You hear what I'm saying? I have been on robberies.
Say, hey, just stay here.
And
I
didn't know I was a
Right.
When we did get busted and went to jail, guess who went to jail?
You?
It was me. And I wasn't the one that was doing anything. But you see again, God knows what he was doing. And I realized that. Everything I went through, he did it for a purpose, and I could see the whole scope of my life. It meant to be. It meant to be.
I'll share.
You know, that's where it got my mind where it's at. You know, when I walk out here in the world, I feel so much freer than I ever felt. But I'm so conscious of these police establishment in New York. It's deliberately what we're going through because they want to control us. And if they control us here in New York, it's finished all over the world, okay? That's where I'm looking at it. It's finished all over the world. If they dominate us like that or other places, it's finished. We are finished. And as black people, what I'm seeing, what scares me, why I deliberately stab the way of my own kind, and even when they look at violently, I have to humble myself to realize that I know a little better as far as what I experienced. So I humble myself to them. They embrace me after that. Because I ask God to help me to say the right thing.
Right.
And we benefit more anyway because we're in two worlds. We're in our world and we're in their world still.
Right.
So we really know how to deal with them if we choose to.
Exactly.
We really know how to deal with it if we choose to. We can put ourselves in a position to feel like we're vulnerable, but we're not. Just to make them relax a little bit. And then we start talking. When they explain to me what they explain to me, why they feel that way, I understand. I've been too similar. I didn't go through it in the depths.
Right. But
I didn't feel like I had to go. I didn't feel like I had to go through it in the depth because once I learned certain things, I was so aware of it that I don't keep making the same mistake.
You don't have to go over it again.
Some people have to keep going over.
You started out with balance, so that's the perfect thing to come right back. I appreciate your time.
Don't worry, but anytime, and I hope, am I going to see it?
You're going to see it. Yeah, it's going to be on Hip Hop Is Real. That's the name of the shape. It's called Key of Life Productions.
Key of Life.
So,
any particular channel?
YouTube. Are you familiar with YouTube? Computer.
I don't even want to go in there.
Oh boy, okay.
I'm going to say one more thing. I'm going to tell you why. And this is for real, where I'm very skeptical about all this modern stuff. Remember they were having a problem with the census? That they had to have people come around? People wouldn't volunteer for the census. They had people knocking on your door and everything. It didn't work out too good. Did you know that?
I heard they didn't reach the target.
Well, let me tell you what they did now. They came up years later. I'm very quick-minded. I'm not a lion for nothing. That's why I roam. That's why I roam. I don't go after the obvious anymore.
Right.
I used to go in Central Park, see the most beautiful women in sunbathing, bikinis and all that. And I said to myself, this would be scared of getting raped, and look at them. My friend said, you ain't seen them yet. Go deep in the jungle and you see the most boldest one in there. And I'm talking about fine, showing up. Showing up.
But the census, what was the point with the census?
The census was that now these free phones, think about what I'm saying now. From where I said it, they didn't do too good with the regular census.
Right.
But look how easy it is now. Look at all the phones that everybody going, taking. What do you think that phone gonna do? You don't think it's equipped already to know where you at,
where
you are?
How long you been there, where you going?
No, there you go.
And it can listen to you too.
There you go.
You're right.
There you go.
You're right.
But you see, you have to use your own knowledge of being in this world.
Yes.
I'm in this world, and I'm always, one thing I learned in the Army, if nothing else, I went through a whole lot, because I was going to go to Vietnam that next morning. How I got out of it, I got into a big fight with a white boy. And I kicked his ass real good. They didn't know what to do with me. They could have got rid of me because it was wartime. This is 1966 in Georgia. Okay? So they didn't know what to do with me, so they're going to give me a dishonorable discharge. But I learned from them very well. Detection. I know detection very well. I know my surroundings. I could be engaged in a conversation, but I'm aware that these cars can come up on this sidewalk and kill us all. It's happening, right? You cannot have your whole intellect involved in one thing. No, you can't be locked in. You can't be locked in, bro. So you know what I'm going to do behind you all? I'm going to put these in the house and go right back down Central Park and work out. So I got energy from you all.
Hey,
you got a lot of energy. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Anytime, bro.
All right, my man. Thank you. So that was the build, and we have another neighbor eased on over here. Lee, our brother Lee, he's who dropped all that wisdom.
All my wrists is frogs.